Da-da-da. All right, all right. Thank you for your patience. Had a couple of technical issues. I'm always looking at our clerks to make sure we're ready to go. Here I am. So we're going to call our meeting to order. Welcome to the City of St. Helena's regular City Council meeting of June 9, 2026. First order of business is to call the meeting to order, which I've done, and now we'll move to roll call. Mr. Clerk.
Mayor Doring.
Here.
Vice Mayor Deasy.
Here.
Councilmember Barrick is absent. Councilmember Spadarato.
Here.
And Councilmember Diaz.
Here. All right, thank you for that. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're on to item 4 of our agenda entitled Adoption of the Agenda. Mr. Bradley, do we have any changes, amendments, corrections to note?
There are none.
Then I will look for a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second to adopt the agenda as is. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. That motion passes. Now we're on to approval of minutes. Section 5 of our agenda, we have several different minutes from special meetings of May 19, May 26, and a regular city council meeting of May 26th. Mr. Bradley, any corrections, changes to note?
There are none.
I'll look for a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor of approval of the minutes as I stated earlier? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None. All right, we're moving on to item 6, public forum. Members of the public are entitled to speak on matters of municipal concern not on the agenda during public forum. Each person's comment shall be limited to 4 minutes. Each person is entitled to speak on any non-agendized item.
There are none.
I'll look for a motion. A little feedback there. Each person is entitled to speak on any non-agendized item only once at any meeting. Brief questions by council members for clarifications may be posed and answered, and council members may make requests that items be placed on future agendas. But in accordance with state law, no substantive discussion or action may take place unless and until the matter properly appears on the agenda. So I'll invite the public to approach your city council and tell us what you think about your city council and your city government. That's scary. Okay, I'll close public comment and we'll move on. Let's see, we have reports by staff and city council, future agenda items, AB 1234 reports. Mr. Leach, who's filling in for Mr. McCann, who's
I am
away. He's on assignment in France, right?
on assignment,
All
yes,
right.
sir.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. I got quite a few things going on this time of year. Starting with through Napa County's, actually CAL FIRE, we received information about the red flag warning, and that is for Lake Sonoma, Napa, Colusa, Solano, and Yolo counties. And specifically for Napa County, it's between 11 o'clock tonight and 9 o'clock Thursday morning. I'm sorry, 11 o'clock Wednesday night through 9 o'clock Thursday morning. And clear, it's because of the wind and low humidity. A couple other things we want to highlight is the Bell Canyon environmental document is being finalized and will be available for public comment towards the end of this month. You'll see more information through the newsletter or website forthcoming in a week or two. We did start the flushing program, the pilot program that we talked about several months ago with council and the public. This is the program where it's high velocity flushing through filter media. There's no discharge to waste. It's all going back into the system. And so we're going to end up doing about 9 miles of the system. The total system's about 46 miles. So we're doing 9 miles, about a fifth of the system this week. So that is, and we'll tag team a few other announcements.
All right, thank you, Mr. Leach. Mr. Bradley.
Yes, we are seeking applicants to fill multiple openings that are going to happen at the beginning of next month as terms expire for boards, commissions, and committees. Those include positions on the Active Transportation and Sustainability Committee, or ATSC, Finance Committee, Library Board of Trustees, Parks and Rec Committee, and the Planning Commission. Applications are going to be open until filled, but those that do get applications submitted by June 16th at 5 p.m., that's next Tuesday, will be included in a potential interview session that'll take place prior to the June 23rd City Council meeting, so that we can hopefully fill a few of those positions beginning in July. And all that information and applications are available on a banner on the top of our website.
Okay. Anything
Back
further?
to me in the booth.
Mr. Leach, back to you.
Yes, and so if you're ever wondering what's going on with the short-term rental program and options, alternatives, and ideas on how to revamp, refresh, and update, tomorrow evening there'll be a community outreach meeting. This is through our community development department. It's virtual. There's information on our website. Starts at 6 o'clock. Also, there'll be a Planning Commission study session on Tuesday the 16th. That will be in person, but can be viewed through our YouTube channel as well. Also, anyone who might have interest in affordable accessory dwelling unit development through the Napa County Housing Program, they'll be sponsoring a how-to session, information session on June 11th, and that's at the Calistoga Community Center. That information is also available on our website. Back to Mr. Bradley.
And then a few announcements from the Parks and Rec Division. Summer concerts do begin again next Wednesday, June 17th, and will run through August 12th. Bands from all genres. June 17th will be Kid Galaga, which is 80s, 90s, and parties hits. And then June 24th is Big Blue Soul Review, which is a soul, rhythm, and blues funk band. And those, again, take place Lyman Park, Wednesdays at 6 p.m., starting next Wednesday, June 17th, and going through August 12th. And more information on our website, both the calendar and cityofsthelena.gov/summer concerts. And then coming up Friday, June 19th, we have Community Soccer Night, which will have 4-on-4 tournament, as well as fun for all ages, soccer, bounce houses, food, and other activities. And again, that's Friday, June 19th, so a week from Friday, 6 to 9:30, and that's St. Helena High School baseball field off of Grayson. More information on the city's website and calendar. And then just kind of a save the date, we'll provide more information at the next city council meeting. We will have Independence Day celebrations on July 3rd at Crane Park. And then the St. Helena Community Band will have their annual performance at Lyman Park on July 4th.
And that completes our
Wow.
events.
Good tag team. Thank you for that.
Certainly.
I just wanted to note, I neglected to mention that we also had written public comment under item 6, public forum. There's a written comment received by Michael Haley. So I'd like to acknowledge folks who write into the city, and we do that. One question, so on Thursday, I understand it'll be over 100 degrees in the city. I assume, but I don't want to speculate, that places like the library, which have working air conditioning, I assume, will be
Correct.
open? Yes.
Correct.
Well,
During
there
the
are some
regular
people in
nor-
town who don't have air conditioning.
Certainly.
It'd be a nice place to get a couple hours of a break. I grew up in Stockton, California. It's 100 degrees. Like, yeah, okay, it's 100 degrees. It's a dry heat, we used to say.
So they say.
But people get older and they want a break for a couple hours. So the library would be a place, maybe, Mr. Leach.
It
Or other
is
places?
during regular hours.
Yes,
so we
during
don't,
regular hours,
Yeah,
okay,
we
good
don't
point.
activate the cooling center
Okay.
until it's projected to be multiple days.
All right,
of
that's
that,
good. That's
yes.
good knowledge. All right,
Yep.
so it's only one day, and then it's
Correct.
kind of taper off a little bit. All right, thank you for that. Colleagues, anything to add under this item, public reports? No? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that.
Vice Mayor, go
yeah,
ahead.
Yeah. I was able to go on the 5th grade trip, to the end of year trip, and it was so impressive and well done. I just wanted to, and then I had a student go on the 8th grade trip to Yosemite. Our school district is great. That's all I have to say.
Indeed it is. And I'm not biased at all. Right, Kara. I just want to, oh, did you have anything else? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, yeah. Okay. Yep, go for it, and I'll, yeah.
Thank you. So I just wanted to, let me turn me on. I wanted to mention, I wasn't here, obviously, at the last meeting. I'm celebrating my mother's 80th birthday, so my apologies though that I wasn't here. I was on the East Coast. But I was able to go on the city tour, and I want to thank our staff for what a wonderful tour that was. And I would love it if we could talk about in the future, and then maybe this isn't the right time for me to mention that, but I would like to talk about in the future of either having tours open to people within the community and or having YouTube tours of the facilities put onto the city website. But I think that could be really beneficial for the community to understand the inner workings and intertwinings of the different areas within the city. But, and again, thank you. That was such a wonderful tour. Really much appreciated.
All right. It's been a while. Have we had a closed session? Please report out, Mr. Walsh. I neglected to turn to you first, but I know you might have a brief report.
That's okay. We did have one after our last regular meeting.
Yes, you're
And
right.
so we didn't get a chance to announce this to the public, but following the regular meeting of May 26th, we had a special meeting closed session where we discussed two items. The first was conference with legal counsel regarding anticipated litigation. The second was conference with labor negotiators regarding negotiation with each of our bargaining units. And as council knows, there was no reportable action from either of those items.
All right, thank you for those reports. You know, I just wanted to take a moment to thank the community for its patience while the city is undergoing a fair amount of construction throughout the city. Oak seems to get the brunt of it. More construction on Oak Avenue. I think we've gone through the water pipes, the sewer pipes, and now it's the storm water pipes, correct, Mr. Leach?
It is, but there's a component of the water main that's being relocated
Okay.
at Mitchell.
Yeah, so.
But then we're doing storm.
So
Thank
it's,
you.
you know, it affects people's businesses, peace of mind, parking. It is not lost on your mayor that there's just a lot going on, including on downtown, the Main Street, with the sidewalk repairs. Appreciate your patience, and we'll just get through it. It's these wonderful projects for our community, and can't wait to finally get Oak done so we're not all rumbling down the road, Mr. Leach.
Amen.
Amen. All right. All right. So thank you for that. Okay. Anything else from my colleagues? Ms. Diaz, anything else? You haven't been to any meetings yet, so you don't have to report out yet, but you will. You will. All right. Let's move on to presentations and public recognitions under 8.1. This is a proclamation, LGBTQ plus Pride Month, and I'm going to read the proclamation and then invite a few comments from folks in the public. Thank you. All right. Oops. Hold my voice up. Yes? Okay. All right. City of St. Helena proclamation, LGBTQ plus Pride Month. Whereas June has become a symbolic month throughout the world in which lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, and intersex people, their families, friends, and allies come together in various celebrations of freedom and pride. Whereas California has been a leader in advancing the civil rights of its LGBTQ plus citizens, and locally, Napa Pride has served for more than 2 decades as a cornerstone of visibility, celebration, and connection for LGBTQ plus people, fostering a vibrant and inclusive community rooted in resilience, care, and belonging. Whereas the City of St. Helena celebrates and supports the diversity of its workforce, citizens, and visitors, including those who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, non-binary, is committed to provide a safe, healthy, and inclusive community. Whereas the City of St. Helena strives to be a community that offers equal opportunity to its citizens, all of whom deserve to live with dignity and respect, free from fear and violence, and protected against discrimination, regardless of sexual orientation, gender, gender identity, or gender expression. Whereas Napa Pride 2026, with a theme of Love Out Loud, will be taking place June 7th to June 20th, 2026, to celebrate Pride and to encourage us to show up, support one another, and create spaces where LGBTQ plus people, families, and allies can experience joy, safety, and belonging. Whereas on June 20th, 2026, a group of St. Helena residents and business owners will host a Pride celebration event in downtown St. Helena, providing an afternoon of connection, celebration, and community spirit with music, arts and crafts, live performances, wine tasting, and food trucks. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Paul Doring, and the St. Helena City Council do hereby proclaim June 2026 as LGBTQ plus Pride Month and encourage all residents, businesses, and visitors to participate in Pride events and to support and uplift LGBTQ plus individuals and communities. Happy Pride. I invite anyone wishing to make a few brief comments. I'd be fine at this point. Jacob, would you like to make a comment or no? Yes, okay. Then I can hand this to you. And Ruby? Yes, of course. Thank you. I'll give you this proclamation to you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Zuniga. I have been a member of the public in St. Helena for the last 10 years. My pronouns are they, them. I am non-binary. And I am the outgoing GSA president at the high school. GSA stands for Gender and Sexuality Alliance. And for the past 2 years, I have really tried to help our high school create a place that is open and accepting of any student, especially students who are, questioning their identity or trying to find a place that is safe. I think, we're a small community, and, sometimes we suffer from a lot of the things that make a small community challenging to live in, namely that, if someone transitions, or changes in any way, then the person that people remember you as, you can, there's definitely some friction in that. And so I think being open and being just welcoming all the time is super important. So I thank you, St. Helena, for Mr. Paul Doring as our mayor. Thank you so much for this proclamation.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ruby Davies, and I am the incoming GSA president. I don't live in St. Helena, but I feel like I'm a member of the community. I go to school here, and it's a really beautiful thing to feel as accepted as I feel in St. Helena. And so I just want to say thank you, everyone, for that, because it shouldn't be something that is not widely happening, but I'm so happy that I feel accepted here. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you for being here. You may.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, wonderful. All right. All right. Looks like we're on to item 9. Thank you, Madam Clerk, for doing that. Any reports, Mr. Leach, under item, the staff briefing and presentations?
There is not, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Okay. Got quite a bit going on. Sort of diminishes the importance of some of the items on the consent calendar. Maybe we can make a few comments about them, but we're on to the consent calendar. A lot of big ticket items that mean a lot to us, especially in terms of water security. But I will ask if anyone wishes to pull any item from the agenda to have a brief conversation, either staff or my colleagues or the public. Any comments on any of the items, just in general, Mr. Leach, just particularly the Bell Canyon items? in terms of their importance and moving forward?
Just very excited about bringing each of those items before you and the public this evening, Mr. Mayor. It's a significant step in actually constructing that project that's been on the books for a decade plus. So we're very excited about continuing to move that project forward,
Step by step.
step by step.
Also wanted to thank Chief for answering a lot of the questions that I had on the e-ticket system. I was fully satisfied with your responses in terms of the storage of the data, retention of the data, use of the data. Seems like a real great advance technologically. And as I joked, you know, it's going to cost the Postal Service a little money, but it's going to free up the records clerk to do something else. Maybe give tickets. I don't know what, you know, who knows? Who knows? But we appreciate that. So a lot going on our consent calendar, and I invite folks to just read it and look at so much that's going on there. But at this point, is there any public comment on any item? I'm not seeing any. I'll look for a motion to adopt the consent calendar as is.
Mayor, I move to approve consent items 10.1 through 10.8.
Excellent. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. I'll do a roll call on this one. Mr. Bradley?
Councilmember Diaz,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Deasy,
Yes.
Councilmember Spatarato,
Yes.
and Mayor Doing.
Yes. All right. Thank you for that, and thank you for the good work of our Public Works Department, our Police Department in particular, and all those who participate in the other items. All right. We're moving past item 11. There's no public hearing. Item 12, no old business. Seems like there's always old business, though, Mr. Leach. You said none. There's none?
Just
Okay.
not tonight,
All
Mr.
right,
Mayor.
All right. I'm starting to feel like old business, but that's another story. All right, good. Okay, we're on to item 13, new business. This is 13.1, consider and adopt a resolution authorizing execution of amendment number 1 to the St. Helena contract, numbers there, with the St. Helena Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Leach, I'll turn to you to introduce either the staff member or the item yourself, and then we'll open it for public comment and we'll deliberate.
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. The item before you this evening is to actually extend the contract the city has with the St. Helena Chamber of Commerce. The contract actually is for Welcome Center Services. So this is amendment number 1 to extend the contract to 2 years. And with that, I'd like to introduce the Chamber CEO, Amy Caraba Salazar, to make a presentation.
Oh, you got that. That's like.
How'd that go?
Salazar,
Did I go
know.
okay?
I
Did that
know.
work all right?
Well done. Well done, young man.
Thank you.
Should I point it somewhere specifically, Andrew, or just at the TV, or? Where you want. Oh, great. But it's over here technically. And the green button?
The arrow.
Okay, perfect. Let me lower.
Welcome, Amy.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Our contract with the city is for the Welcome Center in St. Helena. There are 3 partners that contribute to this operation. It is the St. Helena Chamber of Commerce, the City of St. Helena, and Visit Napa Valley. The city puts in $160,000, the chamber about $185,000, and Visit Napa Valley at $30,000. And we're just so grateful to do this partnership for the Welcome Center. It brings a lot of value to the city of St. Helena, and as you know, the St. Helena Chamber of Commerce does the destination marketing on behalf of St. Helena, and the Welcome Center plays a pretty big part in that. So we're open 6 days from 10 to 5. We're staffed by 1 full-time employee, 1 part-time. We see about 22,000 visitors annually. We give out about 11,000 maps of St. Helena, over 10,000 for Visit Napa Valley, and some magazines as well. We track visitor trends, referrals, bookings at local hotels here, specifically, of course, in St. Helena through the Guest Information Network. And we do that in partnership with Visit Napa Valley. There's monthly meetings. We're tracking pretty much everything out of the visitor center. So how do Welcome Centers create value for a city? They drive visitor spending. That is through higher value experiences, working with the tourists directly and making sure that they're spending their time here in St. Helena. It supports local businesses, it shapes the visitor experience, and it provides data for better decisions, meaning because we're tracking visitor trends and the behavior, we can work with Visit Napa Valley when we're doing our overall destination marketing plan, our ads, et cetera, and we know what the visitor is actually doing.
So what are the services out of the Welcome Center? We do a lot of trip planning. That's a big one. A lot of bookings, a lot of recommendations, hotel bookings, winery bookings. We make reservations at area restaurants. A lot of people have certain shopping needs. We send them to stores on Main Street. People call for recommendations about the history. We've had a lot of calls about the city's 150th. I mean, it's just a lot of different needs, and we address all of it. There's business and economic needs. People call even about relocation in St. Helena, and so we give some information on that. We drive referrals to hotels, wineries, and restaurants. That's the big thing. It's a referral program. We have wine passport programming, and really destination marketing and promotion, and then, of course, data insights, like I mentioned. We do a guest information network in partnership with all of the towns and Visit Napa Valley, and all of that data is tracked and then cross-shared. We also do destination marketing newsletters out of the visitor center. There's a local insider guide and then a destination marketing newsletter. It goes out to our email list of about 26,000 folks. They're curated monthly. The one that's going out, it'll go out next week. We'll have the summer concert series front and center. So just to kind of give you an idea of what's in those newsletters. We also do events out of the Welcome Center. We've got a special partnership up with the St. Helena Historical Society in the hallway. We did a special event for mustard season where we had Roman Holiday Gelato serving gelato, and Sam's General and Cliff Family in the Visitor Center. We did a special 150th anniversary celebration out of the Welcome Center, and our foot traffic attendance was up about 111%. So it's pretty busy. We also curate and design custom swag in the Mercantile. There's a store inside the Visitor Center, so you can see that. And we really do this because, as you guys know, we do the overall destination marketing plan, and there's a big thing with brand recognition. That is key. So we make sure that the brand is involved in some of the swag, so when people purchase something, they take it home. They're constantly thinking about our city over the others when they're going to return, because we hope they return. We have a lot of maps. We have a St. Helena map, a Visit Napa Valley map. There's a St. Helena art map that we just designed and rolled out. There's a taco trail, ale trail, burger trail. And then we also have maps of all the towns. All the visitor centers in Napa Valley operate this way. So we're all cross-promoting each other and including Visit Napa Valley content as well. As I mentioned, 22,000 visitors a year. We are up 5% in visitation, which is great. The biggest key highlight we're seeing is guests are coming in with no plans. This has been this way for the last 2 to 3 years, and it's very interesting. So we're really able to keep them here. Hotel bookings out of the visitor center is up 10%. And overall, where's everyone coming from? Drive Markets, SF Sacramento, some from Napa, Healdsburg. Domestically, it's Texas, New York. We've had a lot from Michigan. Canada, Japan, Germany are our top, and everybody wants to know food, wine, dining. I mean, you name it. They're calling about the wine passport, and they need directional needs. The biggest interesting part of the visitor center, we've been seeing a lot of trends for non-alcohol options, so we've been creating itineraries for that. So we're always with the trend so that there's something for everyone. We have LGBTQ itinerary. We have a lot, everything, stuff for that great outdoors, family friendly. We also do a lot of seasonal event impact information to keep guests on top of that, especially when we do like the wine barrel tree or we're doing events for the city. We see an influx, of course, in tourism. People, the average length is 1 to 2 nights is what they're booking out of the visitor center, and they're calling us like a week before their trip. It is wild. And we do have some that call months in advance, but the biggest trend is that they're calling a week out and needing a place to stay. Of course, we book it. Just giving you occupancy numbers, St. Helena's occupancy year over year was up 4%. I think that's great. We came in second in Napa Valley, behind American Canyon, then St. Helena, Napa Valley, Calistoga, and then Yountville, and then the unincorporated. Our lodging numbers for March were great. We came in number 2 again. So overall, we're outperforming our nearby towns and doing really well. We have a digital board in the Welcome Center. I wanted to show this. So when guests are coming in, we can pull up a digital board and kind of give them a real-time experience of what they would see at some of the places that we want to book them at. And it's been really successful and really helpful for the guest. And we can book them right on the spot, which is great. Foot traffic for downtown St. Helena was up 5% year over year. So I think that's been really exciting. And really, Another quick component is that we also, because we're the chamber, we also have a lot of connectivity with our businesses. For example, the city's had some construction, so we also utilize the Welcome Center as a place of a resource for the businesses. And we send out emails to our merchant list to kind of keep them afloat on what's happening with the city. And last but not least, the public restroom. I made a slide for this because this is vital. People love this because it's such a nice public restroom. They come in, they utilize the restroom, and then while they're there, we capture them. And we end up keeping them. We get so many guests that come in and they say, hey, we're heading up north. And we say, no, why are you heading up north? You got to stay here. This is the town. And so most guests are coming in for that, and then they stay, and we direct them to stay in town. And then a couple more things. We produce 2 passports a year. This is key. We have seen our out-of-state sales increase over 72%, which is vital because we're really trying to target out-of-state guests to come because then they stay longer, and that's better for your TOT, and it's better for us overall. And the passports have been doing that. We now have 2 a year because it's just been such a successful program. And really, I just want to thank you. We love partnering with the city. The Chamber loves working with the city. It's been a really nice experience having the contract with the Visitor Center. And, you know, we think it brings a lot of value. The business community, I can speak on behalf of the Chamber, sees a lot of value with the Visitor Center. And so I just hope we can keep it going. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have questions, you know where to find me, or I'm happy to answer them right now.
Any initial questions of Amy at this point? Excellent presentation. You went through it very quickly. Very, very,
Joe
very
was
well
real
done.
strict
That
with
was-
me, and I told him I can
that
zip.
was-
I don't.
How
I
long
don't,
is this gonna go? No, you, good job.
I got you. I did it.
All right. So the numbers, $160,000, 2-year contract, a little different, so we're extending it to 2 years, correct, Mr. Leach?
Correct.
$160,000, which is part of the overall Welcome Center cost, correct? I guess one of the questions is, how do you know that folks are cross-promoting? I guess you talked to the other chamber directors, but do other, like American Canyon, do they have St. Helena materials in their Welcome Center and
We do.
wherever else there are?
Yeah, so the Guest Information Network is spearheaded by Visit Napa Valley. In fact, it's once a month. They meet on Wednesdays. It's tomorrow. And so all the cities, the destination marketing, the DMOs meet with Visit Napa Valley, and they discuss everything inside what happened at the Visitor Center for the month. They talk about trends. Everybody's got maps of all the towns, because this is the thing, right? Yes, we want to keep people here in the zip code. We want to keep them here spending. That is what the staff are trained, but you have guests that come in and their plans are made. It's not all of them. In fact, the majority is that they're coming in without plans. But if they are and they're going somewhere, you're not, we're all working together here to be successful. So yes, they all have maps. They all have the Visit Napa Valley swag. One thing that we did, I'll just mention this, and we did this just because we felt it was important to some council members. We do have the city limits outlined in our Welcome Center so that it's kind of front and center and staff is trained, but there is an overall, valley map provided by Visit Napa Valley that is there. But to be honest, most people are in St. Helena, and that's why they're coming in the Visitor Center.
Yeah. Well, I hear in the community, there's a little bit of frustration from some folks who think we should be focusing on only St. Helena. I kind of get that sentiment, but I think it's almost impossible to do that. I also, I guess, fundamentally think about the abundance mentality. It's just, we're all, it's relationship building with other businesses, other towns. They're reciprocating, hopefully. I get that. Contract calls for, primarily St. Helena focus, and I get that. But yeah, there's going to be maps and other things. On the map issue, I would encourage you to think about the potential for a map of historic buildings, historic sites. I think that's an untapped area of Napa County. It's a historical county. There's all kinds of, Bale Mill, all the things that happen that folks really don't have a good sense of. Hopefully all the buildings and historic sites in the city of St. Helena. But in general, I think you're doing a really good job. I think the Welcome Center is just an essential commodity, frankly, an essential service for a city as great as St. Helena. I don't know of any tourist or visitor-related city that does not have a welcome center. It just seems like that's the thing to do. So, so I'm supportive of extending the chamber, and thoughts from my colleagues. I don't know. I'll open it for other public comment if there is any. I don't think there would be any, but there might be. Okay, I'll close comment, bring it back. Comments, thoughts about the contract? Anybody? Ms. Spatarotto? Or questions for Amy?
Thank you.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you very much for this presentation. I very much appreciate it. I really value everything that you do and that the chamber does. It doesn't go unnoticed, the things that you guys do. To Mayor During's thought, I would imagine do you have some kind of relationship with the Historical Society as far as?
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Okay, just wanted to make sure. But other than that, I guess my question then would be maybe from Andy as far as where are we with budget? Are we good with doing what we're proposing? Can I ask Mrs. Keller?
It's got to be budgeted. If it's not budgeted, it's not happening. That's my assumption, but so we should hear that.
So it would require an amendment to the
35,
fiscal year
yeah.
27 budget. There's currently in there is 125,000, so we will need to add an additional 35,000, which we'll be presenting at the mid-cycle budget update in July. Thank you.
I think we did the same thing last year, right? We had to amend it at 125. Other questions, comments?
Yeah,
Vice Mayor.
thank you.
Then I'll go to you.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Vice Mayor. That's fine.
I didn't see, I wasn't looking.
No, that's fine.
Right. Thank you. I love the Welcome Center. It's a great job. I love that you've got the bathroom sign. If we hadn't had that conversation about what is called A-frames, I'd say we put another A-frame on the bathrooms. I think that's good. And it's beautiful. I recently that heart-shaped Christmas ornament. I bought one myself, so it's beautiful. But I have one question that I've had on my mind for a long time, and maybe now is as good a time as any to ask. Do we have any kind of partnership in terms of filling empty, like monitoring and filling empty storefronts? And do you look at that? Does the city look at that? Do you look at it together? Is anyone on that? And do we have any kind of a
Yeah, I can
strategy?
talk on that.
Thank you.
We used to, years back, I worked very closely with, it was the city manager, Mark Presswich. And so we would have a weekly meeting and discuss it. And what we would do is, just because everybody is limited on funding, just keeping it clear, he had asked, I'll give you a couple examples. This is like how many years ago? 6 years ago? At one point, there was quite an abundance of vacancies, even back 8 years. I've been here 9 years. And so we had a partnership where if there was a vacancy, we actually got a bid. We were working together to have something go up into the window storefront that would promote like sthelena.com. I'll give you an example. In the destination marketing city of Carmel, that is exactly what they do. They have a standard brand that goes up into vacant buildings so that the downtown doesn't look empty if they have vacancies. And so Mark and I were actually working on that, but because of cost, it fizzled. But I definitely have old budgets from years ago, but that's just a great example where the chamber and the city would work together. And we were working on something exactly for that.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe now's not the time, but it might be something we could think about and come back to at some point.
Yeah, I think intermittently over the years, we've focused and then pulled away from economic development and really depended on whose portfolio that was in our city government. Sometimes it would change. It would be in the planning department and other areas. So certainly it's something that we should. And the good news is vacancy is relatively low at this
pretty
point.
good
But yeah, we always have to keep on top of it and figure out why people are not coming here and maybe just maintaining the fact that people are here. I mean, rents are high in downtown. I know that for sure. But there are other things that we can certainly factor in and using our website, using your website, doing whatever we can to encourage businesses to relocate or just start here, which is kind of cool. So yeah, appreciate that.
We also used to, just to touch on that, we
Please.
also used to do outreach to businesses. So for example, and I agree with you, Mayor, we used to have way more vacancies. So we would outreach to businesses that were very boutique-y and like Marin in certain areas, and then try to see if they would bring their business here. That is something that the chamber would do as part of our business development. But overall, that just, hasn't happened.
Yeah. Mr. Diaz.
Thank you. This is regarding the budget. The this is for staff. The FY28 commitment is conditioned on our budget adoption. So does that mean the council retains the full discretion to revisit at a later date, or is it set today? Or
The budget was actually already adopted. We did a biennial budget, which was for fiscal year 26 and 27. So what we'll be bringing forth in July is amendments to the 27 budget, and those will be for council consideration, the amendments that we bring at that time. But if you adopt this resolution today, that would commit to that amendment being added into the budget for fiscal year 27.
Just for the 35,000, correct?
That's correct. The 125,000
I
is
should say
already been
just, but yeah.
adopted. Yes.
But you were referring to fiscal year 28.
28 is in the.
Oh, 28 has not been developed yet. I apologize.
Good
So
point.
we haven't made any commitments for fiscal year 28 yet.
Okay, so does agreeing to something tonight give us the ability to go back and relook at the FY28?
This contract just goes through the end of fiscal year 27, correct?
No, it goes through the end of your fiscal 28.
Okay, so if you.
It's a 2-year.
Yeah, so if you adopt the resolution tonight, then it would commit us to fiscal year 28. We would have to add that amount into that budget.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Do we want to touch on why we wanted to make it 2 years, or would you like me to?
We can if there's
into
interest by the
that?
council.
Go ahead.
I'm happy to touch on that.
I know, but you can certainly
Okay.
elucidate.
So
Yeah.
our lease is expiring, and so we would need to make a decision in August of this year. And just because of the situation of, I don't think, I talked with Jim and I talked with Joe about it'd be best if we could extend one more, so that way we're not trying to scramble, because in August or September of this year, we need to know for next year, because if does that make sense? Because we would need to figure out what are we doing with the visitor center.
Yeah. Let me just add a little bit of a nuance point, and I'll point to the resolution itself to answer your question. There's a little bit of more wiggle room there. It says, under item 1 under the resolution, the City Council approves amendment number 1 to the Welcome Center Agreement between the City of St. Helena and the St. Helena Chamber of Commerce for fiscal year 2026-27 in amount not to exceed $160,000, and fiscal year 27-28 in an amount not to exceed $160,000, subject to the fiscal year 28 budget adoption processes. So I think there's a little bit of room there. Obviously, if we had some kind of a major financial emergency, we'd be able to address it at that point. I think that it gives me comfort that I think we're committed, but it says it's subject to the process. So we retain the right to adjust the budget as necessary, in my view.
Correct.
All right. Okay. Other questions or comments? Vice Mayor.
I'll just make the comment, there's sort of some history there where we did used to fund the chamber at a higher level, and we have actually come down quite a
Absolutely,
bit.
yeah.
So
Yep.
important to keep in mind.
Good point. All right. Well, have we fully deliberated the issue? Anybody willing to make a motion to adopt the resolutions that's in our packet? This again is one for fiscal years 27, 28, not to exceed $160,000. A little nuance on what I just talked about is in the resolution. I'll look for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Is that good enough, Mr. Walsh, the motion?
Yes.
To adopt the resolution that's in the packet? All right. All right. There's a motion and a second to adopt the resolution approving the 2-year contract of $160,000 per year, subject to potential budget adjustment processes in 28. All right. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Spoterato,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dizzy,
Yes.
Councilmember Diaz,
Yes.
Mayor Doing.
Yes. All right. Thank you for that discussion. Thank you. Chamber Director. All right. Here we are. Wow. Okay. I got to find some more work to do for the next half hour. What are you going to do, Mr. Bradley? Okay, all right, we're on to city council reports. Anyone wanting to talk about any of their regional obligations or other matters, other matters in general? Don't have anything to report? Anything?
Maybe there's just, we're all keeping in mind, I think it's a June 19th deadline for the NVTA, what is it, the submissions for
Right.
grants.
Yep.
So I just wanted to keep that on everyone's calendar.
Mr. Leach has that down. You have to ask in order to get the money from the NVTA, as you know. So, all right, any other comments or questions? June 9th, my departed mother's birthday, my best friend for 45 years, his birthday, so it's always kind of a special day for me. Happy birthday, Big Mike. Happy birthday, Mom. All right. We will adjourn this meeting to June 23rd, 2026. Good evening. Thank you all. All right.